You do not have to read both in order to understand the plot, but the story will be richer if you do.
Will it?
I would have to disagree.
Hey everyone, welcome to BYOB, the Bring Your Own Book podcast. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Nikki.
And today we are joined by our favorite guest, Tilly. Say hi, Tilly.
Hi, Tilly.
I ran right into that one, but that's okay. As usual. So today we're back with a fun little mini episode. And since we already ventured into this crazy new territory last season, we decided why not go back for some more fun, because the first time wasn't enough for us. So today we're going to talk about Ruby Dixon's Barbarian Alien, which is the second book in the 20-plus book series, Planet Barbarians? What is it?
You got it.
Planet Barbarians?
Yeah, don't think too hard about the title. It's right there.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm like, that thing, that with the blue people and the prong and
They should
everything.
rename it to that. Yeah.
The hook, whatever.
Spur. The spur.
Spoilers. No, this already happened,
gonna add it
folks.
to
The
my
first
list.
spur. So, with that being said, Nikki, would you like to read the synopsis of this treasure?
12 humans are left stranded on a wintry alien planet. I'm one of them. Yay me. In order to survive, we have to take on a symbiote that wants to rewire our bodies to live in this brutal place. I like to call it a cootie. And my cootie's a jerk, because it also thinks I'm the mate to the biggest, surliest alien of the group. Barbarian Alien, all capitals, is a sequel to Planet Barbarians, all capitals. You do not have to read both in order to understand the plot, but the story will be richer if you do.
Will it?
I would have to disagree.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Nikki.
No problem. Glad I could
feel
be of
my
service.
experience has been enriched. Yes, thank you. All right, so why don't we go around and quickly give a star rating for this piece of literature. So, Tilly, why don't you go first? Guests first.
Okay, great. I gave this a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I'd previously rated Planet Barbarians 2 stars. So I do find that this one was a little bit higher on the list because it didn't start out with quite so much trauma. As Planet Barbarians did. Still, I cannot say it is a good book, but I can say that I laughed a lot reading it, although I still don't know if that's the intention. I also made a lot of faces and rolled my eyes, but also I still kind of want to read the next book. Like, I don't know what it is about these books. They're so weirdly readable. So 2.5 from me. It was just okay. But I laughed a lot.
Love that. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're all going to have similar takes on this book, and that is okay. That's okay by me. Nikki, how did you feel about this sequel?
I don't remember what I rated the first one, but I gave this book a 2-star. Like Tilly said, it was just okay. But unlike Tilly, I don't really know if I want to continue. I thought that the first one was like really funny. I thought this one was really funny too, but I think that the novelty of it wore off after the first one, and I'm like, fair. I think that I've gotten all I can get from the series. It still baffles me that there's like 20 of them. I didn't even know that many girls crash landed onto the planet. So I'm like, do they just circle back around?
I don't know.
We'll
have to read to find out.
More girls land? I don't know.
And like, I listened to the audiobook, so that in itself is just a ride. So yeah, 2 stars.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I also gave this book 2 stars. I looked at my review for the first book and I didn't even give it a star rating which I'm like, what? So, but I feel like it would probably be like a 1.5 or a 2 for the first one, because I also felt like this one was just slightly better. But even still, I was like, what is wrong with this? Like, I don't understand. Okay, like, I feel like that's really rude, but like some of the things that were written in this book, I just like shuddered, and not in a good way. I was like, this is not for me. This is not the book written for me. That's okay. But like, we'll get into all the nasty bits and the nasty bits. But like, for me, it was a 2 out of 5. I am kind of annoyed that we didn't really get more answers in terms of like the sci-fi elements, because that's what we were like kind of interested in a little bit in the first book of like,
that's true.
Yeah, we didn't learn anything. But at least the like quote unquote plot happened earlier on.
Yeah, that's true.
There was still a mention of a shit bucket, which I was like, ugh, I don't need that in a rom-com.
This is supposed to be a sex book.
Yeah.
Get that out of there.
Like, we get it. You were abducted. There was no toilet. I don't need to hear it again. Okay.
Right.
Killing my vibe.
It needs to be more like Crave. Give us the play-by-play of everything but the bathroom time. Just leave that out. We don't need that.
I mean, I'm not done Crush yet. There has been no bathroom talk as of yet.
Great.
But yeah, there's still like 200 pages left. So I'll let you know.
That's true though, Kelly, because I feel like in the first one we had that like great scene where they kind of discovered the like ship, and that, you know, Vektal and Raahosh's people were not indigenous to not-Hoth. I'm still mad that they're still calling it not-Hoth.
I know.
And so we had like some intrigue there, and we didn't get any more of that in this one, which was unfortunate.
Yeah. And I also...
Unfortunate. I mean, it's not like it would have been saved by that one detail, but...
Well, I'm just like, could we get some kind of answer here? Like, hello? But I was like, what the hell is going on? I totally forgot that not just Vektal and Shorshi or Georgie went to that ship.
I hate it. I hate it.
Because... Well,
Kill
like, I didn't understand how Raahosh could, like, speak English or understand the bulk of what she was saying, because I was like, what? But I guess he was also there. I didn't remember other blue people being at that ship, so I was like, what the fuck?
I feel like they like took a bunch of them there. Like Vektal and Georgie, I think, were there alone, and then maybe they like went and got more of them and brought them back. I don't remember.
Okay.
Like on their way to get the other women from the other ship.
Oh, I don't know.
Clearly,
it was not clear.
Yeah,
it's not something you missed.
Because we all missed it, apparently. Whatever it was.
I mean, thank God he had some kind of translator ability, whatever, in his brain, because there was less caveman speech in this book. It was still not, like, fluent English, but it wasn't like, me see Georgie, me like Georgie. You know, like, it was too... I don't know, disjointed in the first one, where I was like, do we need his point of view? Like, I don't know. It was bizarre.
Yeah, and at least in this one, like, there was right off the bat, he could understand her. Like, they had some sort of connection.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't know that, obviously, so there was still, like, that dubious kind of consent to the interaction as a whole.
My God.
But, at least he was trying to make an effort more often. Right. I don't know. I'm trying to talk about this as if it's a normal rom-com book, and it's absolutely not.
It's not.
We can dive into all of the ways it's not with my list of things that grossed me out, if you want.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So, absolutely I want.
As I was listening to this book, which, in my opinion, these books should only be listened to because it really just adds to the flavor, I guess, of what's happening. Because I'm not going to say plot. Plot is a very loosely used term in this sense. But here is a short list of things I never, ever want to be said in a romance book ever again.
I can't wait.
Baby batter.
I have a mental list as well.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Disgusting.
Yep.
More than once. Like, at least 3 times.
Yeah, I know. It was like a reoccurring thing. My girl part. no, that's fucking weird. Every time she said my cootie, and I was like, it's getting nasty at this point. It was like every page, several times. Pussy lips. Doesn't that just make you want to barf? Boning. Yeah, I was like, are
that
we
was
12?
Funny.
Funsies. Yeah, just for funsies. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Like, shut up, Liz.
Girly fears. And also she said girly tears one time. And I'm like, why are you hating on... Like, why are you genderizing these feelings?
Why are you like this?
Girly tears for fears.
Just really tears for girly fears. Anyway, when she's talking to him about how humans do foreplay, and she's talking to him about touching her boobs, and she says, "You're just honking my tit." I almost literally vomited. And the last one on the list, juicy folds.
Yeah.
It's really giving me sweaty balls vibes from Saturday Night Live.
A classic skit.
Yes.
Oh my God. But also, I don't remember the exact sentence so I borrowed the physical copy of the special edition for my workplace, for my place of work, okay? So when I borrowed it, I explained way more than I needed to why I was borrowing this book, because I'm still new there. So I was like, please don't judge me based on the second book I have borrowed here, And I waited until I knew that a woman would be working to return it, because I did not want to deal with that. So, when I read a part, I think it was like within the first 20 pages, she said something about like, he's making her juice, like making her wet. And I was like, oh, like she's juicing? That's disgusting. Like, what? I can't.
Talk about a juice cleanse.
Right, am I right?
Sorry.
I can't. I was just like, why? Like, I don't know. It's just not for me.
I'm just so envious that you got to borrow it, because let me tell you, this book is hard to find on the internet. Yeah. You cannot buy it as a Kobo book, and I have a Kobo. I do not have a Kindle. Mm-hmm. You cannot buy it as an iBook on Apple. Oh my God. You cannot get it at the library because they are not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
It's a dirty book.
It's a dirty book. I've read lots of dirty books from the library, but just not this one, I guess.
We'll talk later. Okay.
We sure will. And I wanted to just like rip a PDF on the internet. I could not figure it out because I am 30 years old now, and apparently that means I'm too old to do this. So what did I have to do? I had to buy a physical copy, and at least the second book, like the new editions, are pretty. Yeah. And I was looking at it I think I was buying it on Indigo, and I was like, Tilly, it doesn't make sense for you to just buy the second book.
You have to buy the first one too.
Both. And I was like, what am I doing with my life?
I honestly respect that decision, because I think I would have done that too.
Something in my brain did not let me just buy the second book.
I love that. God. And now they're on your shelves forever. Well, until you decide to get rid of them.
On my shelves. And I was mentioning this a bit earlier before we started recording, but my partner started reading the first one as just a completely like brainless activity. And he's having a blast.
I love it. Maybe he will find out that he really loves like monster romance or something.
Maybe. I mean, he really liked our episode about it, so
yeah.
Hey,
I love it.
There are definitely some dragon shifter ones that he could read, because I know he likes dragons. So there be dragons. You can.
I'm not sure how interested he's ultimately going to be, but thank you. But that's my story. And I feel like I have to just kind of transcend into this other state where I'm like able to just gloss over the language. Because it was so nauseating the way she talked. I'm like, this was written in 2015. Yeah. No one talks like that.
No.
Ever.
How old is Ruby Dixon? Do we know?
No.
There's no way to know.
She's an enigma.
I don't even know she really exists.
I think old. What if Ruby Dixon's a man? I feel like this would make so much more sense. if it was a male writer.
I think you're right.
Like what woman describes
yeah.
like pussy lips
The
and
spur?
juicy folds? Gross.
I'm just picturing this old man being like, he made me juice. The
It's like my
baby
dad wrote a
batter
porno.
will
Oh
enter
my God.
my body, my girl parts.
I think we've cracked the code.
I do too. At least that's what I'm going to choose to think because it makes me feel better about things.
And his real name is Dixon Ruby.
Oh,
I love it. This is it.
Dixon Rubes.
Dixon, we're on to you.
Okay, but on the topic of Lizzie being literally the worst, was it Liz or Lizzie?
Liz.
I don't even care. Liz?
It was
Okay.
Liz.
Or
Okay.
please.
Oh.
She was not a Lizzie.
So I just snorted. Whatever. This is what this book does to me, okay? So I could not stand Liz. She was so aggravating. Like, okay, I appreciate that Ruby or whoever you are was trying to write a strong woman who can like do things and she's got life skills and whatever. She got on my last damn nerve from page 1, okay? I could not deal. I'm just like, I wrote my review on Goodreads. She was rough and tough, but like more rough than tough. Like she was just so obnoxious and like you could tell that she thought she was funny. And I'm like, you're not funny. You're really not. I just wish you would stop. You know, like we get to the next book, except not. Because I don't think I can do it. I don't know. But
The next one's about Kira, though, and she's got that translator
that's true.
thing.
I do like Kira. And I read on Goodreads that she does get gifted essentially a dildo from the alien because Liz thinks she's funny.
Yeah, because she was
And
like,
she's
you need to give her like a wooden or like whatever recreation.
stone. I don't fucking know what's over there.
I have something
But,
funny
like-
to tell you guys along those lines after we're done
Oh
recording.
god. Oh god.
Afterward,
Hold on, not
Listeners are like, huh? I couldn't believe. And that guy, what is his name? I don't know.
Akon.
Akon.
Avon. I don't know.
That alien guy who likes
Akon?
Kira. I don't
No.
know. But like, he was just
Colin.
like, oh, that's a good idea. You know, like, he was the best part of the book.
I thought you said his name was Colin.
Colin, but with like 3 E's and A's.
Colin. I couldn't stand it. But Kay. Oh no, you're telling us after the recording.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
Nikki.
I'm
Okay.
not telling you on the record.
You can cut that little piece.
Keep it in. Keep it in. Keep it
I'm gonna keep
in.
it all in.
Perfect. I think these episodes should air uncut, just like some of the parts
Just like
in this.
Raahosh, as she
Raahosh. I want you to
Just
roll
like-
that R though. Raahosh.
Raahosh. Okay, here's something I liked about Raahosh. That he liked that his girl was like fiery.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he didn't want her to be like the cave
Dweller.
preparer. Yeah, he always kind of liked that she was like up for an argument, and I liked that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes women don't have to like adhere to these traditional stereotypical roles, and sometimes we just want to argue,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that should be appreciated as well.
Yeah, he was like, you could tell he was like taken aback, but it wasn't because he wanted her to do those things. He was just like, but that's like what our women do. So what do you
I didn't know.
because there's so few of them.
Yeah.
We don't want to endanger them.
And yeah, when she like finally started being nice to him, he's like, what has she done with my Liz? I think she's plotting something because she's being very nice. That's how I want men to think of me. I want to be like elusive, and then when I'm nice to them, they're like, wait, what's going on?
See, that's how I think about any guy that approaches me. I'm like, you're being nice. Something is afoot. Like, just right
Oh, no,
away.
see, that's a different
Yeah.
dynamic.
Yes. Not the same.
No, not desirable.
But also, I did not understand how, okay, I understand the whole, like, no, I don't want it, but I do want it, whatever stuff. But, like, I'm just like, this is a stretch, Ruby, of how she was like, please don't touch me here. Please don't do that. And he's like, oh, this means yes. And I'm like, okay, this is confusing. Raahosh is confused. Okay.
Yeah, but we just didn't need to do all that.
No. And then she was like, yeah. Like later she tried to like rectify it, but not really. Like it didn't get solved. I'm like, he's never gonna learn how you actually talk to women or like treat women.
Yeah, maybe like build up some communication skills, Liz.
Yeah, stop shooting your guns and talk to him.
Saying stuff. Yeah.
That makes me think of another thing I want to add to my list. All the times he called her clit a third nipple, and I'm like,
oh my god.
Yeah,
Yes.
awful. Throw it all out.
Honestly, like,
it
it just makes me hate my own body hearing that. It's like disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
There's nothing wrong with having a third nipple, people.
No.
Let's, you
No,
know,
that's
if you're
not what I'm
listening,
saying.
that's fine. No, I know. But I'm imagining a full third nipple between your legs was a lot for me to take. It was a lot.
And just like use the words that are there for those parts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we don't have to make it all like fun and cute.
Yeah.
We can be a little less weird about it.
And also, what? How does this language thing from that ship work? If he's like, well, I know the word nipple, but I don't know the word clit. How ironic. Am I right? But like, how does he know which word, like what words were uploaded into this machine that he knows specific things, but not other things? He's like, I don't know what sarcasm is. Like, I could understand if he doesn't know the concepts, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like, you don't know body parts, but you know some of them.
You
know the C word?
Yeah.
It's a man who wrote this.
I kind of absolutely. I kind of took it as like this ship crash landed 50 years ago, and so the language is like just outdated. But you're right, it's not consistent, and so it doesn't make sense.
And is it 50 years Earth time or 50 years not-Hoth time? Like, who friggin' knows?
We still don't
knows?
even know
Just,
what a
like,
month is
name
on
the planet.
not-Hoth.
Yeah.
Not.
It's just
Scott was like, they're going to be sued by using that. I'm like, no, they're not, because they explicitly say Star Wars, that ice planet Hoth, except it's not Hoth because we're not in Star Wars. Genius, I tell you.
the litigators aren't gonna catch him there.
Maybe he's a man and he's a lawyer.
Maybe, I was going to say maybe he's George Lucas, but he's not a lawyer.
Unless hey, Kim K studying to be a lawyer. Like
That's
anyone can be a
true.
lawyer.
That's true.
That's
Elle
not-
Woods became a lawyer.
You're right.
What, like it's hard?
Not instilling confidence in lawyers.
I would
All you have to do
apologize,
is take
but I
tests.
won't.
Yeah,
Just a test. Yeah, just study. Just study hard.
just study. Just like remember things.
Yeah, just like write some cue cards, maybe highlight a few things. You're good. It's good.
I'm sorry to my friends in law school. I'm sure it's harder than that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm in customer service. That's pretty hard. So whatever.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
But anyways, back to this book.
Oh, yeah, right.
The reason we're all here.
Tilly, now that I know that you read
Yeah.
the same version that I read, did you read the extra stuff? Because I sure as hell didn't.
Oh, Kelly, do you know anything about me at
I
all?
do.
I am incapable of not finishing a book once I've started it. I did read the epilogues. I don't know why there were two.
Yeah. And so
There were
long.
two?
Yeah.
There
What
were
happens
two,
in them? Please
and they
tell
were-
me.
I can't even remember so much because they just felt like a continuation of the same sort of thing. It was like our little honeymoon. So I think the real book ended where they'd both been like reunited.
It was
but their
after he does her
punishment-
doggy style. Then it's done.
Right.
Yes, in
And
the hunter
punishment was
cave.
that they could like go be hunters, which they wanted to do anyway. So
Yeah.
like big
Yeah.
whoop.
Yeah.
The first epilogue is about their honeymoon, and she asks Georgie once again about like, tell me some like fun spicy things to do in the bedroom on my honeymoon. And then I think Georgie tells her, oh, there was something about Vectel. No,
What?
Raahosh talked to somebody about how can I like please my woman.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And the guy is like, why don't you try a little like finger up the butt? And so he tries that, and she is like so pissed at him. She's like, why don't you warn a girl? Like, you can't just like go for that. And he like doesn't know what's happening because he's an alien. And she's so mad, but then she's like they're able to like talk it out, and she realizes that he just like felt that he wasn't like giving her enough pleasure, and she's like, no, like everything that you do is like pleasurable to me, and like I love you. And he's like, I just didn't know if I was attractive enough for you. It becomes this whole thing. It was so dumb. And then I think in the second epilogue, I think she's pregnant.
She was already pregnant. She's pregnant again? No.
Then I don't remember what the second epilogue was about. I'd really
Wow.
tuned out at that point. I was like, I just gotta let my eyes travel over these words.
I'm just like, when she gives birth, which they don't even know when, because they don't have any information, but they just knew that
what
she
are their
could.
kids gonna be like?
Yeah, and they just knew that she was able to like cross-pollinate the species. Like, I don't understand. Like, where is the factual basis?
Well, the healer can talk to the queen.
Ew.
Her cootie. She's got cooties. You know that Hairspray song?
Yeah.
I sure do. Cooties!
I thought of that and Recess. I thought of, for some reason, the kindergartners, like, Spinooty.
Recess is like a really big cultural touchstone for you, isn't it?
I thought everyone watched Recess. It was huge.
I did a bit. Not as much. It doesn't
watched
stick with me.
Recess, but I don't remember things.
Okay, well, it reran all the time. There's only like 65 episodes because it was like legit OG Disney. Anyways, I'm not helping my case. It was a great time. Okay.
You have a niche interest. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, but okay, I do have to say, because I was reading this and I was like, oh my god, I am onto you and your game, okay? Because did anyone else, when you were reading this, get the sense that this was like the worst Beauty and the Beast retelling ever? Because he was grumpy, he kidnapped her, he saved her from those animal Ewok things, but not Ewoks. There must be something there that wasn't there before. There was that moment. There's all sorts of moments in this. I was like, this is Beauty and the Beast, but not as good, okay? Not as good.
Well, the first one was kind of like that too.
I didn't pick
I
up
felt
on
like
that.
they were basically the same. Yeah. Like they just end up in a
all
cave.
just 20 different retellings of Beauty and the Beast?
Well, she seems to have a thing for like big, burly, non-communicative men who like kidnap women and like kind of force them into falling in love.
Tale as old as time.
But like also I've read books about that are better.
Right?
So
right. Ruby, you're clearly a man trying.
Ruby or Dixon, whatever your real name is.
I have to, just while we're talking about this, I have to read a quote that I screenshotted on my phone.
Yes, please.
And then I've subsequently read it to two different people, just as like a, here's what this book is like. Oh my God. I don't know what page this is. It doesn't matter. The fact that he's staked me out as his property is ... irksome. I told Georgie and the others that for a cheeseburger, I'd do just about anything. But having an alien lay claim to me feels weird. I don't even get a choice. This is like me saying, I want a cheeseburger, and someone slapping a pickle into my hand and saying, fuck you, you get a pickle.
Yep.
And
I
then,
do remember that.
because I'm thinking of phallic objects, I Raahosh again. Not in an obvious way, of course. Blah, 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 blah. He has a really long tail. I wonder if that's an indicator of anything else going on in another area.
Oh.
Just...
Were you guys just bouncing off of that, confused about how big the spur was at the end of the book?
Yeah.
When they talked about the doggy style
Yeah.
thing, and I was like, but it sounds like it's really penetrating
Yeah.
her. And so I'm like, how big is it? Because they say it doesn't grow. And then I was kind of under the impression it was there to like stimulate the clit.
Yeah, same.
And just be like kind of like a small like
Addendum.
bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, if it's just like tapping the outside of her butthole, like
Doesn't
it
sound
was
good.
deal.
And
Like,
also,
that doesn't sound.
It sounded like it was like
anything.
boned. Like it was like hard.
Yeah,
Like it,
I'm like, that's
Pokey.
not good.
it did not sound nice.
Like a thorn.
Oh, a thorn in her backside.
Yeah, exactly.
Sexy.
Yeah.
All of it is
I
just...
pictured like a knuckle. Like
What?
even though I know he's blue.
Pardon?
I didn't hear the first part of
Neither,
what you
just an
said.
obscene gesture.
I pictured a knuckle.
Kelly's wordless. She keeps trying to say
Kitty.
words.
A
and it's
knuckle,
just
like
not
a
coming
finger knuckle. I really didn't like it. Like a dew claw, but like not. And I just like, I don't know. I just
feel like there's lots of ways to make an alien dick more exciting. And I don't know if this was the right choice. That's all I'm saying.
like,
I agree.
yeah, I don't
Thank you.
know.
Here.
There's just a lot. There was a lot going on. I still feel somehow that this one was better than the first, but it was
I
still
know.
rough and not in a good way. Wow, my stomach is churning. That's how upset I am.
You hungry for more?
I'm gonna need some Christmas cookies after this to like soothe my pain. But yeah, I just like, I don't know. I kind of like Kira, but I don't know if I can read the next one. Well, I certainly won't be paying for it, so maybe I would borrow it and just see if it's any different, but I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be more of the same. I don't know. I can't imagine that there's actually 20 girls. I feel like they're going to have, like, sequels with the other girls.
And I think they start dipping into the, like, Sakui women as well.
There's 4.
So it's not... Yeah, well, maybe there's more. This is what I mean. I'm like, I kind of... I think she'll surprise me if I keep reading. And if they were more accessible to me, if I could read them from the library, absolutely. I would probably pick one up every couple of months just to, like, cleanse the palate after reading, you know, like, serious things. But I don't think I can keep shelling out, like, $22 for the special editions for them to be like this.
Yeah, no. They are pretty, but, like...
They're beautiful, the covers. Yeah. Congratulations to the artist, because they are stunning.
Mm-hmm. But
you mean you don't want to have like $400 worth of really pretty covers
alien porn
of Ice Planet Barbarians?
Maybe some other day. Maybe I will begin. Okay, we were watching Gilmore Girls earlier, and it was a scene with Miss Patty, just like ogling all the construction workers and being like, "Ooh, you're looking good today, toots." And I was like, I can't wait to become her in my old age. And maybe in my old age, when I've become Miss Patty, I will also hoard all of the Ice Planet Barbarians books. And then I'll like lend them out to like, you know, curious minds.
Those like sexually repressed older women.
That too.
I love that for you. I can see it.
Thank you.
My fingers are crossed.
You do this. Wear lots of like fabulous muumuus. Yeah.
Scarves. Gotta have the scarves.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I know I saw for sure on Instagram someone had drawn a picture of like their appendages or whatever, but I don't know if it was like just an illustration or if they actually made a toy that looks like it. And I'm like,
oh no, I think they have made a toy that looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a toy.
Oh boy.
I definitely have seen that.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
I think we talked about this last time, and I think Tilly sent us the link
to it. Oh my god, okay.
That sounds right.
I mean, it's on brand. It's on brand, but I have questions.
Merchandise, baby. Yeah.
Is it chilled to the touch?
Officially authorized merch.
Ew.
Keep it in your freezer. Oh.
I cannot.
If anyone's still listening, I'm sorry.
Can you see it?
It's like so blue.
It's so bumpy. Ew, wait.
Yeah, it's extremely ridged for her pleasure.
But also the head is not a head. It's like a long neck. Or I don't know, it's not a neck. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's very bulbous, but like long.
Yeah, when I was reading the book, she truly made it sound like I was trying to picture, you know, a mental picture of like what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, his dick sounds like it's anywhere from 4 inches to 17 inches, and I am not clear where it falls in here. And I'm uncomfortable.
It doesn't fall.
Also, when she kept saying, like, her hand doesn't fit all the way around it, and I was like, can you tell me how much it doesn't fit around it? Because small? I'm getting worried.
Yeah.
It's like, my hands are small.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
yeah, right.
Who knows? Do you need 2 hands? I need to know.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions as well.
You know what I would rather read in this world, which probably doesn't exist, but I don't know. I want to know how the quee women feel about these non-quee women who are eating the quees and the cooties or whatever.
They're probably really excited because they're tired of all of these men bothering
all these
them.
lusty hoes walking around, like.
But also, couldn't they just have babies regardless of, like, being mated? You know what I mean?
Well,
like, if they wanted
they technically
to.
could.
Yeah.
I think they could. I think there's only 4 of them, though, and I think they might want to settle down.
If it takes, like, 3 years, geez, that's, like, a lot of...
Baby pumping.
You have to be like the Duggars to get anywhere with that shit.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
And they also sounded like they didn't really do a lot of recreational sex, like, in their tribe. Like, it sounded like...
It was
functional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just where, you know, I don't think Vectel or Raahosh, like, knew about, like, oral sex. Like, that wasn't a thing.
He just, like, instinctively put his mouth there, though. I'm like... But also, are these poor blue women not getting treated properly? They're not getting pleasured. Like...
Kelly, this is why we gotta read more of the books. We gotta find out.
I have questions.
For the revolution.
I have no doubt that by the time next year rolls around, I will have forgotten my feelings and I will be fully on board to read a 3rd one.
It's perfect. We'll reconnect in a year.
Yeah, it's a new Christmas tradition.
It kind of does feel like a holiday read, to be honest.
Yeah.
The bitter month and the brutal month. I mean, I feel like
it's also really like funny because we have no idea when this episode is releasing, but we are recording it on December 1st of 2022. Yeah. So that's why Kelly wants Christmas cookies and we keep talking about the holidays. It might be like June when this comes out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Who knows?
Maybe it'll be Christmas in July. Who knows?
Maybe. Anyway, we haven't decided. Maybe it will be January and it won't seem that weird. But
all right, with that, I think we are ready to depart not-Hoth and survive another day on this grueling planet called Earth. So, thank you so much for joining us. I apologize for the shenanigans we had, but I also don't want to apologize because I had a lot of fun. So, thanks for joining us, Tilly.
Thank you for having me again. Always a delight to talk about alien erotica with my favorite readers.
Anytime. We are just a click away. And thank you to you guys for listening to us and enduring this crazy time. So with that, until next time, keep on drinking in great stories and we'll catch you later. Cheers!
Next time on the Bring Your Own Book podcast, we have a special episode coming out February 14th where we will be discussing all things romance for Valentine's Day.